Namaste. Welcome to Samiksha. We have with us Mohan Vagi sir. He is a political analyst and a telepanelist from Kerala. Namaste, sir. So I would like to ask you about the Women Reservation Bill amendment, which failed pathetically. So why is the India Alliance, which had once allowed the passing of this bill in 2023, now against it?
There are times political parties decide whether to score a political point or a legal point. This time around, a bill, an amendment bill, introduced in Lok Sabha, destined to fail. Everybody knew that the BJP and the NDA did not have the numbers to pilot it across the floor of the Lok Sabha. So what is required is a two-thirds majority for any constitutional amendment on major issues. You require two-thirds majority, which NDA at the moment does not have. They were thinking about Char Sau Par. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during canvassing, was projecting the number 400 plus. Give us 400. We will radically alter the very political fabric of India, socio-cultural fabric of India. But give me power. See, there is an ad for Ever Ready. It used to be very, very viral. Give me red. That is power. The people did not give saffron. It's the saffron for a change. 2024 election, BJP did not get a single, but although it became the single largest party, following just short of majority, 240 is all what they got. The magic number of 273 was available to the NDA, but not for BJP alone. And the two-thirds number is 360, which was not there. Then what is the option? The Women's Reservation Bill was already passed. No point in debating over women's reservation. Is an amendment to that to ensure that the reservation takes effect with effect from 2029 Lok Sabha election.
Which is not supposed to be happening.
Which is not supposed to be happening. During the according to existing legislation, there was a rider suggesting that in the bill, the past bill, there was one clause suggesting that subject to bill will become law and it will be implemented in the form of reservation subject to the new census. That was the time census was not yet happening. The 2021 census was delayed due to COVID to 2025. So 2023, nobody knew when the census would be over. Then the new census will lead to delimitation. And in the restructured parliament, one-third reservation will be given to women. There was absolutely no need for doing that.
Why, sir?
If one-third reservation had to be given to women, whatever be the thing, the existing seats would be fine. 543 seats. One-third is around 181 seats.
But then
that would have been enough.
But then I would like to ask you, sir, if that is the case, will that be rotation between? See, one person is standing for a seat. A male candidate is standing for a seat in a constituency, but then he will not get a seat. Next time there should be a women candidate, so the consistency will fall out, right, sir?
That is not a delimitation per se. That is adjustment. Election Commission can periodically review the constituency-wise candidature, whether it should be women constituency reserved or general constituency. They can shift and alter. That there's no legislation specifically needed for that. Periodic exercises by executive notification is fine.
So there maybe then there will be the party politics will hinder, right? So because they'll not know who should stand in the particular constituency, and that can create a problem among the voters, and they don't know how to whom to vote. So whether this lady is capable or this person is capable. So how will that be adjusted here?
This is a problem for all parties. BJP, Congress, the left, and Samajwadi Party, RJD, all parties. Basically, the Samajwadi Party and RJD, which put spanners on the good work of UPA. They have introduced the bill. And the bill was torn away by RJD and
Samajwadi
Samajwadi Party, led by Akhilesh Yadav and Tejasvi Yadav, and then Lalu Yadav. That was the reason was they were citing reason for bringing the OBC reservation within the women's reservation category,
Okay.
which was not very clear at that time. Therefore, they wanted to make sure that the bill doesn't pass. But now this time around, BJP got a political consensus. In 2023, they got a political consensus. Congress, CPM, BJP, all regional parties, except the Owaisi party, AIMM, all Muslim Majlis party, all of the parties and the independent, all support the legislation. It was near consensus. But that consensus could not be seen in 2026 when the amendment bill was raised. And let us see what the amendment was.
Okay.
Amendment was to ensure that the 2021 to 2011 census, that is already existing census, completed census, should be the benchmark for delimitation.
Okay.
But my hunch, what is the correlation between delimitation of the constituencies and women's reservation? Obviously, there is no connection.
Okay.
Normally, delimitation is good if a new era starts. A reformed, refined kind of a constituency structure will come in handy, but it is not mandatory.
Okay.
Women's reservation, the opposition says this: existing 543 seats is enough. Why do you have to change it?
Okay.
1971 census is the latest delimitation exercise. See, delimitation commission was introduced only 3 times: 1951, 61, 71.
Yeah.
Okay, all 3 elections, all 3 years were benchmark years.
Yes.
The census-based delimitation.
Yeah.
And it came to, say, original in the first
118, I think, sir.
now, in the original election, 7.5 lakhs of voters will get 1 MP. So that time, 1951, the population was in the range of 35 crore. Now the population is, even according to 2011 census, it is an abysmally high number. Now actually, de facto now, it is over 145 crores. When you translate the same into seats, the parliament, the lower house of the parliament, Lok Sabha, should be having 1,882 seats, which is impossible.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
the constituencies have to be bigger, the electorate have to be bigger. Then the next question is, what is the benchmark? Now the BJP says, or the NDA says, let there be the census of 2011 be the basis, so that we'll do it now. We will raise it to 200, we'll raise it to 850.
Yeah.
But that number is a nothing number. See, there is a number, there's a logical number. From 543 plus 50%, that is 273. That will make it 816 only, including union territory.
Yeah.
Now BJP says union territory should be separately
Considered.
considered, and 35 seats to the union territory. That makes it roughly 850. So look, it was in the offing always. When the new parliament was constructed, it had the seating arrangement for 880 MPs.
Okay.
That means it was in the pipeline.
Right.
It was always in the pipeline. And some time or the other, they would hike it to in the range of 800, 850, 900, below that. So that was there. But this is the timing selected. The timing selected was Bengal election yet to take place, Tamil Nadu election yet to take place, Kerala election over very dramatically. Nobody in the wildest imagination from the Congress thought that this legislation would come at this time. It came. It came without any kind of lobbying. Normally, some lobbying should have been done to ensure that Samajwadi Party, they have 37 seats in the lower house, in the Lok Sabha, and the Bahujan Samaj, in other small parties. No party was cajoled into compliance by BJP.
Okay.
That means they wanted to score a political point. Definitely, the India front will go against this bill.
They knew it.
They knew it. They will go against it because there is delimitation involved. What will happen if the delimitation is happening? Uttar Pradesh, the number will, even if it is a 50% jump from 80 seats to 120 seats.
Right.
Kerala seat will jump to from
30.
20 to 30. 10 seats only.
Yeah.
But numerical advantage, that is not based on delimitation, that's based on some common sense. Any way you look at it, BJP politically stands to gain at this point of time, given the political mindset of India at this point of time. North India, especially Hindi heartland, dominates, and the southern states with less population, with strict population control, will suffer. So that is a contention. That is where Congress has some remaining roots in Karnataka, in Telangana, in Kerala. And of course, the TMK factor works in Tamil Nadu. Yeah. So the south stands to lose, and the north will be a marauding number for BJP.
So how are they losing? Even now, they have very limited seats here. BJP can't gain anything from here, sir. So how are the South India going to lose, sir?
The thing is, if the population is a basis, look at the percentage, less than 20% of the whole seats for the South. See, what is South say in the national power structure will be abysmally low.
So we are small states, sir. They are so huge over there. So even if you see the structure of India, and they are like marginally bigger area, right? Larger area than what?
It is not the size of the constituency geographically, it is the number.
Population.
See, democracy is it's a game of numbers, right?
Okay.
So look at the size apart, the population. UP has the highest population, 25 crores of people. So they have constituencies, they're having 25 lakh, 30 lakh voters. In Kerala, an average constituency will be having 17, 18 lakhs. So there's a disparity. But if one man, one vote, one value has to be absolutely ensured, the delimitation should be on the basis of numbers. But here we forget one factor. One of the basic structures of the constitution called federalism. Although the constitution is silent on the word federalism, nowhere it is seen federalism. India, otherwise Bharat, shall be a union of the states, is the first article, number 1. Yeah. So that's federal in structure, unitary in spirit, all right, but federal in structure. And why federalism? We couldn't think about anything other than that. We couldn't think about a unitary state where the numbers matters. The regions don't have any special privilege. See, look, there were 580 plus princely states in India when India became independent.
Yeah.
These states could either join India or Pakistan or remain independent. They joined India, here in this part of the globe, they joined India, assuming that their clout will be retained in the new political dispensation. That is permanent. Yeah. That is a guarantee given by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and VP Menon and all these people who were traveling to all state centers, lobbying for India, to join India. That is how integration, that is how the Sardar Patel got the title Iron Man of India.
Yes.
With force he integrated some states, with cajoling some states. Automatically some states joined. Travancore was in two minds.
I know.
The state of the southern part of India, that Kerala, part of it was Travancore.
Yes.
In C.P. Ramaswamy Iyer, the Diwan was having a plan to make Travancore an independent state, a sovereign independent state. Very many states were contemplating. Only Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir really stood firm. But later they were also integrated by use of force and diplomacy. Yeah. So, but that was a time we are reminded of the American exercise. The ideal federation under the sun is that of United States of America, right? Yeah. 13 states originally, they were all former British colonies. They were practically independent, but they agreed on a power sharing formula and joined the Confederacy. Later became a federation with 50 states. Yeah. They stretched. Yeah. But upper house of American Parliament called Senate has equal representation for all states, bigger or smaller, irrespective of population, same representation. 100 seats in the most powerful upper chamber of the world called Senate. Senate is the most powerful one in America. So that is among the upper chambers, it is the factor. This is the major thing. And two represented 2 senators from California, 2 senators from Nevada also. California is huge.
Yeah.
New York is huge in terms of population.
Yeah, Nevada is
Texas,
yeah.
Texas is very, very huge. But Florida is huge. But Utah or Nevada or some small states, Arizona, they are all having 1, 2, 2, 2 each.
So would
That
you
is
wish the
parity.
same? Yeah, would you wish the same thing happening in India also?
the
In
same-
spite of having a smaller state and a bigger state, you want equal representation from each state, sir?
The same thing cannot happen. So rather than equal, equitable. So how do you determine equitability? Equitable is a very flexible term. Equal is very, very sharp, objective. Equitable is more of a subjective thing.
Okay.
So based on the claim, there should be a semblance of balance, which the bill does not provide. The bill we are discussing does not provide a specific clue to unfolding this conundrum. This is a quagmire which is going to pull everybody into it by tying women's reservation with delimitation.
Yeah.
Practically, women's reservation bill is killed for the time being. It bill survives, but the implementation of the bill is not going to happen. It's not on the launching pad. Gone, boom, boomerang. Because that is something which BJP sees as an opportunity to gain a political point. Look, look, look. The whole world listen. The whole of the nation listen. Congress, the India front,
Alliance.
they have torpedoed this legislation. They are against women's reservation. They don't. They can't be trusted. We, the BJP, wanted women's reservation to take effect from 2029, but Congress put spanners in the good work and defeat them in the election. This is what Modi ji is chanting in Bengal. That's why he's facing an election-related code of conduct case now in Bengal and Tamil Nadu also.
Yeah. So you think, according to you, if delimitation is moved away from, or the clause is just chucked out from this particular amendment, then this might work out, right? Women's bill.
Bifurcation of delinking of women's reservation and delimitation will solve the issue. But it's a political decision to be taken by the ruling front. The call is to be taken by the ruling front. NDA is having political motives. They want the legislation to fail so that they can expose, within courts, they can expose the machinations of the India front. And the major rival is Congress, of course.
Yeah.
Congress is having base, like what I said earlier, in the south. So it is to gain a political point. The regional parties also stand to lose, especially DMK stands to lose. Tamil Nadu is having 39 seats. They also have a wonderful population control regimen in Tamil Nadu. Kerala also, only 3.5 crores of people in Kerala. I mean, Kerala hasn't grown much in terms of number. Although per capita income has risen, the numbers haven't risen. So, what is available in the national fund, national worth, the share of the state depends on the number. That is how the Niti Aayog works. So, the financial resource allocation, the southern states, which adhere to the population control, suffers. But when it comes to political cake also, the same kind of suffering means the south may think differently.
Okay.
There could be anti-North agitations in Tamil Nadu happening. Kerala is unlikely. It happened in 1960s. Tamil Nadu rose up in revolt. Right? A lot of regional forces, regional aspirations came up. Anti-Hindi, anti-Brahminism, a lot of anti-North
happening in Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu is a happening place.
Yeah.
But here again, Northeast, apart from Tamil Nadu, Northeast will be hard hit. 25 seats now are there for the Northeast in the Parliament, in Lok Sabha. And that number is not going to change much because Northeast also hasn't seen a population jump. So, who are the beneficiaries? Uttar Pradesh, Bihar states, UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan are the gainers. They are the Hindi heartland. So, that is why the federal structure is having a rupture. If the bill is passed, is the contention of the India front. And NDA says, obviously NDA says, well, this is democracy is a game of numbers, right? One man, one vote, and one value should be adhered. Otherwise, the fundamental principle of democracy is not upheld. Do you want federalism or do you want democracy? So this is the question.
They're giving you an option,
This
right?
is the option, yeah.
So it was a very informative talk, sir, and thank you so much. I didn't know many things about women reservation and what are the consequences about on delimitation. I hope you also understood viewers, and we'll look forward to women reservation without a delimitation. Let us hope for the best.